Righty then, welcome back. Just a quick update for you. My hair's all over the gaff, but deal with it because we've just been doing go-karting and with absolutely no pause whatsoever, my arse is in tatters. So, Ben Chilwell has been linked with United. There's been a recruitment meeting amongst United's army of new directors today. And it looks like it's a pretty credible source as well. Sami Mokbel from the Daily Mail is saying that United are considering a move for Chelsea's Ben Chilwell as they look to bolster defensive options and give Luke Shaw a little bit of competition in the left-back spot. Now, I think this makes so much sense because Chilwell's struggled at Chelsea since he went there, £50 million. In the last 3 years, missed 90 games of football because of the various injuries that he's had. So buying an injured player, not normally a good idea. Buying someone like Chilwell, that's also going to back up another injured player. If you can get him on the cheap, I think that makes a hell of a lot of sense. And the profile of player that he is, when he's not required to play, to be fit constantly and just have to get in the mix, I think he's a real quality left back. And he's a left back that can roll in, he's a left back that can come into midfield, and he's a left back that's also got so much competition at Chelsea now because they've obviously got Chilwell, they've got Cucurella, and they've also just completed the signing of Renato Vega, which is going to put him even further down the pecking order. Now, Chelsea surely at some point have got some PSR issues that they're going to have to deal with. And when they've got those PSR issues that they've got to deal with, they're going to have to sell players. And that puts United in a pretty strong negotiating position when it comes to having to sort of force your way into getting someone. And I think, yeah, it's an English quota signing. It's a cheap signing. But yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. And again, I think the links hold quite a lot of water as well. Under Pochettino, he was allowed quite a lot of freedom. He probably played some of his best football that he's played at Chelsea. He didn't play a lot. I think he missed 35 games last season and was pretty poor when he was coming back and in between those injuries. So he's going to need a long run up at it. But I don't know what the fee is either, which makes it really interesting. But when you've got Luke Shaw and you've got Malacia, and we've just allowed Benfica to trigger their option that they had on Alvaro Fernandez, what sort of position does that put us in at left back? Harry Amas, I think, shows a bit of potential, but I don't think he's going to be one that you can rely on this season. So it's a pretty straightforward one for me. I think it's a real good option for us. He's returned early to pre-season training. I think with a solid pre-season, obviously he didn't come to Germany with England. With a solid pre-season, I think this one makes a lot of sense. And it'd be interesting to see how this kind of recruitment meeting has gone down today at United. Whether there's any leaks, it'd be nice if there was, but I think it'd equally be nice if there wasn't any leaks from this, because there's been so many leaks all the time, hasn't there? But what's your thoughts on this? Now, the squad video I did the other day, which I don't actually know if it's out yet. I think it is out. If it's not, well, watch out for that in a second. I went through all the signings that I think United are going to make, and I looked at where it leaves our squad, and I think it leaves our squad a solid 5 out of 10. Which, if a 10 out of 10 was this lot are going to win the league, 9 out of 10 this lot probably going to win the league, 8 out of 10 like they should challenge. Yeah, we're a 5 out of 10 squad, I think, at the moment. You couldn't say it's definitely better than Arsenal. So, at best, you're looking at 3rd. At best. Liverpool are a bit of an unknown entity this year under a new manager. And then you've got Chelsea, United, Spurs, Villa, Newcastle, all going for like 2 spots inside the top 4. And I think that's going to be really difficult for teams to be able to put a consistent run together, because I don't see any of that group having the quality to be able to put the run together to challenge City and Arsenal. I think it's very much of those two and that group. And that group has got some good players in it and some good teams in it, and they can put little runs together for sure, or they could win a trophy like United have the last couple of seasons. But can they put together 10, 12 wins? Can they drop 1 game in 15? Do they have that in them? I don't think they do at the moment, and I think that's the stage that you've got to try and get to. And there's been so many false dawns of this rebuild at United that even though there should be a lot of patience with the new Ineos regime coming in, it doesn't feel like there's going to be a lot of patience with the Ineos regime coming in. And I can already feel a lot of people already wanting to write them off, call them the same as the Glazers, and say nothing's changed, the Glazers are still here, blah, 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 blah. All these fucking recruitment consultants and whatever that we've got, they don't know fuck all and they're not doing fuck all. And I can see people wanting to say that already. I think it's going to take a couple of years, 2-3 years minimum, before you start to see this oil tanker of a vessel that United are turn round and actually start putting some runs together where you go, oh, maybe can we get a little bit closer to it. But the PSR regulations are a nightmare for us. The FFP regulations are a nightmare for us, and unless we do some jiggery pokery with Ineos coming and sponsoring us, I don't see United having the sort of dough to be able to go absolutely turbo and sign some big money signings. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I think you're going to have to try and find value signings when and where you can, and to me, I think Chillwell fits into that. Hey Rio!
We'll meet at Kapinski Adlon.
So there's this rumour, United are looking at Chilwell. Tell the people what you think. Chilwell, backup and competition for Luke Shaw.
He's had a lot of injuries as well, though, hasn't it? We've got two left backs who've had a lot of injuries.
Missed 35 games last year.
Yeah. For that reason, I mean, it's a long shot for me. I don't doubt his ability, but I think if you've got two fullbacks in the same position, left backs who have been suffering with a lot of injuries, we got two fullbacks
already, yeah, and bring a third one in.
I don't really see that as being the right way forward. I've got to be honest.
What would there be a price where you say, actually, yeah, I'm in? Go on then.
Well, if they said 15 mil, then yeah.
Will it be 15 when he bought him for 50?
I don't know. I know how mad to say 15 mil and take a big risk in terms of injuries.
They've obviously got Cucurella. They've got Chilwell who goes to left back quite a lot for them, and they've just signed this guy as well, Renato Vega, who's another left back. So
if you can get him on the cheap, then I would.
What about a loan? What about a loan?
Or a loan, maybe, yeah. I'd take one loan. Prove your fitness.
There you go.
I've got to go. Uber's here.
Yeah, safe. Right. We've got to bounce. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take it easy. See you in a bit.